In this video, I'm going to be going over the Nameless faction from Deadzone Escalation. So Deadzone Escalation is the new book for Deadzone. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be covering all the changes from the previous book. Let's get to it.
All right, the Nameless. But before we get into it, if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing? We got tons and tons of great Deadzone content. Also, we have a Discord page where you can talk to us. We also have a Patreon if you feel so inclined to help out the channel. But without further ado, let's get to the Nameless. All right, the Psychotroid. He is my favorite. He really is. 36 points, 4 VPs. He's got tons of rules. Resilience 2, Beast, Tenacious, Psychic, Tactician. I am a psychic convert, man. I love taking psychic into the game. When it's not there, I miss it. He does have one of the longest splats, or of dread. Just love this guy. This is the guy with the brain in his ass. All right, right off the bat, we got something coming in. So if you played the Nameless in Dreadball, the Veer-myn Prime, or the Veer-myn, is the hard guard. That's what I look at him, basically the same. But if you look, he's got this ridged crest on his back, on his carapace. But essentially, it's the same thing. You know, he got the big lobster claws, and he's got the millipedes as legs and stuff. But it's a cool model, and I really do like it. So let's go on and see what the Veer-myn Prime is bringing to the Nameless table. So moves on to 1 to 2. Armor 1. He's a size 2. He's a big dude. Okay. He's got no shoot stat, but a 4/5 across the board. He's got Beast, Tenacious, and Tactician 1. He brings the Massive Claws, which is range F, AP 2. He also has a Defender Shield, so he's similar to the Ogre. His splat is Rolling Stones. Use an Army Special result on a command dice to allow the active model to gain the Solid and Tough abilities until their next activation. All right, I'll say that again just for you guys. Gain the Solid and Tough ability until the next activation. What? Tough is one of the best rules in the game. And, you know, a splat that gives you that on attack 1, it's pretty good. Also, the active model must not have performed a move, sprint, or breakaway action this activation. So, it's super duper situational. But for you to get Solid and Tough, you know, This is something extraordinary. He's 28 points, 3 VPs. He's got that recon of 7+. There's a lot of positives and negatives to this guy. Rolling Stones is good, but it's situational because you can't have moved, sprint, or breakaway action this activation. You know, 4/5. He's good on his own. You might want to take a Veer-myn Prime as a specialist, but then again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But here's your new Veer-myn Prime. Great model, pretty good as far as in the game. All right, so the Blight has changed very, very little. 32 points. He's up from 30 to 32 points, 3 victory points. Everything is the same. This guy's a tank. He is a monster. Armor 1, tough, survivor 4. The Caustic Spittle is a great, great, great splat for the simple fact that a lot of the Nameless don't have a shoot stat. And now a lot of the Nameless don't have an ability to shoot. So this guy, he has the Corrosive Blast, which is range 3. But then giving somebody a range 2, it burns shoot, free shoot. And, I mean, if they don't have a shoot stat, you go a 7+. But no matter what happens, it burns. So you can miss and still burn the hell out of people. I love it. The Blight is great. Okay, the Fear is one of the coolest models in the game. Another great leader. 30 points, 3 victory points. He hasn't changed. Everything is the same. It's really cool model. Great stats. Good splat. All right, let's move on to the troops. You got your Inker, 8 points, 1 victory points. I always take 2 or 3 of these because I love smoke. The Ink Sack. Okay, get that smoke up there because a lot of guys in here don't shoot. You got to get them up. We can't let them stay out in the open, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get them behind the smoke. We got to get them hidden so they don't get killed. Next is a Scuttler. I always take 5 of them. I love them. It's really good, man. These guys are great. And for some reason, other than the zombies, I get these guys to use their horde ability more often. Don't know why. It just works that way. But yep, I love the Scuttlers. All right, let's talk about the Gunslinger. He is now a troop. Okay, so he's moved down from a specialist to a troop. All his stuff is the same. Okay, 5s across the board, armor 1, size 1. Okay, he has the twin crystal pistols, way to fire 1, rapid fire, triclinic shard. Got to do that potential damage to get it to kick in, but once it does, man, oh man, it makes a lot of things, extra dice in your combat. It's really good. He has gone from 15 points and 2 VPs to 13 points and 1 VP. Reason being is this. Number one, you get a bunch of them in your starter set. Number two, he really wasn't that stellar. He wasn't worth the 15 points and 2 VPs. He just wasn't, all right? So by bringing him down, I think it's a great choice, that the fact that we decided to bring him down, because, you know, you need him. You need him there. And another troop, okay? So this is the guy, one of the rare Nameless that actually has a shoot stat and can shoot something. All right, let's talk about the first specialist, which is your assassin. He's exactly the same. He's reminds me of an enforcer with these awesome claws. 17 points, 2 VPs, be stealthy. They just, for me, I get him into combat. It's hard, man. I know the Frenzy 2, Fighter 5, Armor 1, they move good. I got to rework these guys. I think they're on the cusp of being good, but I got to figure out a way to use them. Now, if you use the Assassins as a great unit and it works for you, let me know in comments below, because I'd like to run them, but I'm having issues. All right, you're carroted. Okay? Now, they were troops, but for some reason, you know, they're just not available. I use mine from Dreadball. Okay, I really do like those guys. The carroted model of the Nameless is a lot different than the carroted models in Dreadball, but they're essentially the same thing, and it's cool because, you know, the newer model is kind of funky. You know, it looks cool. I'll be honest though, I do like the Dreadball models better. I really do. I like the way they look. They're kind of like a nightmare shrimp coming at you. So let's talk about the carroted. First and foremost, he is a specialist, okay? Moves on a 2 to 3, which is the same, but now he's gone from 0 armor to armor 1, okay? Size 1, okay? No shoot stat, 5 fight, 5 survive. He is a beast. Also, he's got Razor Claws, which are AP 1, which he did not have. Before, he just had regular claws, range F. They are AP 1 and Frenzy 2, all right? He's gone from 9 points and 1 victory point to 15 points and 2 victory points. So let's analyze this, all right? He's a specialist, so you got to pay troop tax for him. But Armor 1 and Frenzy 2, AP 1, Frenzy 2, okay? Because the claws didn't have AP 1. So they are Frenzy 2. I think this is a great addition to the specialists. I did like running a bunch of carrotids at 9 points, but now they're a lot better. And for 6 points more, 1 VP more, Frenzy 2, Armor 1, yeah, they are good. I like them better. I like them as a specialist. I think this was a great move. I think we made the right choice. All right, so a brand new model and a brand new stat. Here we go, the Veer-myn. He moves on a 1 to 2, Armor 1, size 2. No shoot stat, but a 4 or 5 across the board. He is a beast, and he is tenacious, so you're going to have a tough time getting away from him. He has a massive claws, range FAP 2, and a defender shield. He is 23 points and 2 victory points. So, a little expensive. All right? For a combat unit, he only moves on a 1 to 2, but he does have Armor 1. He does have a defender shield. So, basically, your Armor 2, range FAP 1. What I like about this guy, he's a size 2. Now, your Ogre is a size 3, so you only get one guy in there. You might be able to take 2 Gunslingers, throw them in there with the Veer-myn, and they could run up together, you know, moving on a 1 to 2. Them laying down suppressive fire, and then this guy can come in and wreck face on those guys. Also, giving them Armor 1 with the defender shield, giving them a bump in their armor. So, you know, the Nameless is another synergistic thing, similar to the Asterians, where you got to kind of think about those combinations. All right? 23 points, 2 victory points. He doesn't have the crest, the ridge on his back. So this guy looks a lot like the hard guard from Deadzone. It looks like the hard guard from Dreadball, but he looks like he's got a utility belt and some armor. He's got like a armored card piece there that goes around the millipedes. So I do like this model a lot. I think he's cool. He's like a mean-looking snake crab monster. I love this model. I really do. Okay, one of my absolute favorite models and one of my absolute favorite unit is the Ogre. 35 points, 3 VPs. That 3-up fight, oh, it's so good. Massive claws, range FAP2. They got an armor of 2, okay, and they're just great. I take them all the time. I take 2, sometimes 3. The thing is they have lost solid, all right? Still beast, still tenacious, no solid. I think this is a good move because they're just too good. I mean, you can't pin them. You can't knock them down. They got a survive of 5. You have armor 3 because of the defender shield. And you can't pin these guys. So if you get into combat with them, the only way you're going to beat them in combat is if you pin them and they jump up and survive. Now, you know, these guys, you know, you get Kalishi or something bigger and stuff. You know, my Ogre, the other day we were playing a game, went toe-to-toe with an Iron Ancestor. And at the end of the game, they were both alive, but the Iron Ancestor had most of the wounds on him. And, you know, it was caused by the Ogre. So, you know, my 35-point Ogre was going toe-to-toe with a 70-point Iron Ancestor. So these guys are great. Taking out solid was a good thing because they were just too good. So this is a little bit of a nerf, but don't fret, young Jedi. He's still awesome. Coming straight from Dreadball, the Spawn. The Nameless Spawn is in there. He moves on a 1-2, armor 1, size 3. No shoot stat, but a fight of 4 and a survive of 5. He has resilience 1 and he is tenacious. So don't think about getting away from him. Okay, he's got the ripping tentacles. Range F, AP 1, Frenzy 1. 23 points, 3 VPs. I love this model. I got it when I bought Dreadball for the first time. This is one of the giants I got, one of the specialists I got. He's cool, man. Size 3. Something different for you other than, you know, if you're running ogres, whatever. A little bit cheaper, you know. He's got armor 1, but he's got a survive of 5 like the other guys. I like the ripping tentacles with Frenzy 1. Very cool, man. You know, size 3, you're going to be a little bit bigger because a lot of the Nameless, you got a good mix of small and big. So this is one of the big guys. I do like him a lot. All right, Rifleman. Pretty good. Still the same. If you get that potential damage, you can get a triclinic shard on people. Range 10, so you're going to reach out and touch everybody. Still good. 15 points, 2 VPs. Needle drones. I don't know why they painted it this way because to me, if you turn them over, they look like yellow jacks. That's the way I painted mine, yellow and black, on the attack. They're the same. I do like, man, you know, they're only 10 points, 1 victory point. In an army like this, you know, your strike team, you can get a lot of troop tacks in there. You might have 1 or 2 left. You could squeeze in 1 or 2 needle drones. You can get onto the objectives, and you can do things like that. All right, so we have a little bit of a change with the needle drones. So they used to be beast, stealthy, agile, and psychic. They have lost beast, and they've lost stealthy. But they've gained hacker. And what does hacker do? This model is skilled in accessing terminals and intel. This ability is used in conjunction with tactical asset missions and interactive scenery. Okay, so they've lost beast. So I guess, you know, they can use items and whatnot. Weapon options, you can take light assault. It would be pretty funny to put some weapons on these guys. I guess the psychic powers that they use, they can hack a terminal and get the information out of it. So when you're doing the tactical asset missions, having a hacker is pretty good to have with there. It helps with the mission. I will be going over that in another video of the new missions. All right, so the Terror, still the same, 24 points, 3 VPs. I really do like this guy, but he's a little bit expensive. He really is, but he does pretty good. He's got Resilience 1, Armor 1, Survival 5, Frenzy 1 with the AP 2. Not too bad. All right, let's get in our way back machine and let's take Project Oberon. He is a living legend. Oh, man, I used to love this guy in version 1, taking him with his toxic shards. Project Oberon moves on a 1-2. 0 armor, but he's size 1. He's got 4s across the board, and he actually has 4s across the board. And he has a scout. That scout, man, I love that. He's got the Needler, range 4, AP 1, weight of fire 1, toxic shards. Okay, range F, AP 1, toxic 1, energy shield 1. So he does have an energy shield. But what is toxic 1? Toxic 1 is changed. And what does toxic do now? Toxic is a model that suffers a wound from a toxic weapon will suffer N additional wounds. Toxic has no effects on models with the construct or vehicle ability. So when Project Oberon stabs you with his toxic shard, you will be getting 1 extra wound. No matter what, you get 1 extra wound. So if he wounds you, you're getting a 2nd wound. Pretty good. I like that. Energy shield, survival 4. That helps a lot. Those stupid energy shields always come in. You think you got him. You got 1 wound to kill him. You get that wound, and then the 6 comes up. 28 points, 3 VPs. Is a little cheap, heavy on the VPs, though. All right, so the Bathomite is exactly the same. Hasn't changed. The only difference is now we actually have a picture of this cool model. 27 points, 3 VPs. They're a little expensive. You got to throw a, he has a hard point, 2 hard points. You could throw something on them. You can give them claws. You can give them a launcher. I kind of like the launcher. There's a lot of things you can do with them. They are size 4, armor 3 with a 5-up save. They also have psychic abilities. They are tenacious, beast solid. Pretty good. A lot of fun to run these guys. All right, so the big boy, the Goliath, hasn't changed. Still has smash, solid, beast, tough, tenacious. Yeah, 48 points, 5 victory points. He's got the crushing maw and the lashing tentacles. You don't need to add anything to him. No weapon options. What you see is what you get. All right, so as far as the weapons, nothing has changed. So, the Nameless are brand new. They're in Outbreak. A few changes are made, but nothing in the weapons. All right, so let's talk about the items. Items are exactly the same, except the Medipack. Everybody got it. Went from 5 to 4, and they're still common. So, like I said, Mantic is giving out Medipacks to everybody. And that is the Nameless. Not too many changes. The Gunslinger now is a troop. You see in this picture, he can take a Rifleman with him because they are a troop and a specialist. I do like playing the Nameless a lot. I love taking the Psychotroid with his really, really cool psychic abilities. Love the Ogres. I like the little guys. I like the Scuttlers. I love the Inkers. Usually take a Rifleman. I usually take 2, but I'm thinking about changing that to 1. The Terror, I haven't run him yet. I like him, but he's very expensive. The Assassins, I've been having, like I said, trouble getting them to work, but I got to get my smoke going. I got to really, change the way I play them. But they're brand new. I got a bunch of games with them in there, and it's like, they're just brand new to me every time I play them because there's such variety that you can do. I love the Nameless. I love playing them. I'm so glad I was able to help write the rules for these guys. Thanks again for sticking with me to the end, everyone. I really appreciate it. I love the fact that you're digging these videos. If you like this video, why don't you give me a thumbs up? If this is your first time here, you gotta subscribe, man. We got tons and tons and tons of Deadzone stuff. Battle reports, painting, modeling, you name it, breakdown analysis, team building exercise, all Deadzone all the time here at Family of Gamers. And we also have a Patreon page that helps us fund this stuff and get us new equipment to make these videos awesome. And we also have a Discord. Why don't you join the Discord? Come in, tell me who you are, how you found out about us. We'll get the conversation going. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.